Anyone here working on an artificial intelligence project right now? Hands up. Anyone giving direction that we should be working on an artificial intelligence project right now? Yes, I heard yes. Others, few nods. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zobia. Zobia has a population of 13 million. 29% of the population is 0 to 14 years old, which if you know your populations, that's higher than average. And so as a result, they have a high focus on higher education so that they can feed the children of tomorrow. Now, the Zobias come out of their civil war, which is the reason why they have a higher population in that age. They come out of their civil war, they're now very well run, they've got funding, and they're investing a lot in higher education. They have polytechnics, they have universities, they have some private universities, and they're attracting more universities as they go. One of the things that Zobia has a high focus on is integration with their industry and providing students with work experience. And they realise that work experience just in year 3 doesn't cut it. So they have a focus on year 1 of 2 weeks, year 2 of 4 weeks, and then year 3 of 12 weeks in a 3-year scenario. And so they invest in that a lot. And I met with Dr. Mantanga, the Minister of Higher Education. Gentleman, nice gentleman. And he told me about some of his aspirations. And he's working on some projects right now. And he said, Tim, we're working on some development activities. It's going to tell us how employable our students is. And I said, you had to use the word AI in there, didn't you, Dr. Mantanga? He said, yes. This is an AI project. Okay, thank you, Dr. Mantanga. And we also have an AI project, AI project to develop continual feedback on how we can improve the curriculum and also our relationships with our employers. So, excellent. That's excellent. We know where we're going. We know where this is going. He said, Tim, we have a problem. I said, yes. Can I interject? Can I predict your problem? I said, you're having trouble with data, aren't you? He said, yes. I said, you're having trouble with identifying and being able to produce the data that feeds into the AI. He said, yes. There's a lot of artificial intelligence definitions out there. I chose this one for no particular reason. Every one of those definitions will have an element of there that will say that. Analysis of data. And it's more than that. It's not just data, it's input data. Input data being data that's continually feeding, not data that comes from begging someone to provide you with a spreadsheet or coming from emails. It's data that is sourced directly from the user and it is fed straight to the AI. And all those people who said that they're working on an AI project, if it's not going so well right now, I'm not going to say you're in good company, but you're in company. Because 85% of projects are failing. AI projects are failing because of that reason, because of that fact. The data is not there. And in fact, the second fact was actually presented to a significant group of people in Silicon Valley only a few months ago. And projects are stalling because of data labeling, data authenticity, data quality, etc. You can't leapfrog and go straight to AI without having an understanding of your operational systems first. And Dr. Mantanga agreed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Belato region. So Belato region is a region within another country or within a country, it's a population of 1.6 million, and they have a focus on health, higher education. They've digitized. Not because they wanted to digitize, they wanted to bring it all together because they wanted to maximize their capacity. So they identified that having a ward that was supervised, and not having a student in there is a lost opportunity for a student to have a work experience. So they identified to maximize capacity, everyone needed to be digitized and everyone needed to be accessing the same information. And so they're benefiting from that. So there's 4 universities, 300 hospitals, 2,400 nursing students involved in this particular project. The byproduct of everyone logging into a system and everyone gaining the data directly from the user is that just for the process of calling out to the employer to say, hey, how many placements can you offer us? How many students can you take? And then just for the process of then returning back to all the stakeholders, the students and the employer to say, this is the outcome. 35,000 interactions. Those interactions were once emails, and those interactions were once spreadsheets flying around the ether with no control and no understanding of what was happening. Belato region can now, 2 years later, take advantage of any AI aspirations they have. And so Dr. Mantanga had a business problem and went straight to AI and said, AI will fix it. Spent 12 months trying to identify how to do that, and the project has stalled, like 85% of the other projects have stalled. You cannot leapfrog the most important step, which is operationally digitizing. If you do, you end up at the same place because it takes 12 months to implement a system that size. It takes another 12 months to start generating the data. You end up at the same place anyway. You can't leapfrog that. But the benefits are there. Dr. Mantanga's objectives, Dr. Mantanga has an objective and they're valid to be able to identify how to determine if we are providing employable students. And his objectives of determining how your relationships are with your employers are equally capable and available and possible. If we invest in technology in the right way, if we take the right approach, the opportunities are immense, both in the way we're teaching and the way we're receiving the data about how we're performing as a region or as an institute. The opportunities are immense.